Every time I make a video about how to break up clusters, how to nudge balls, how to take care of your problem shots, I get the same question. When should I break up my cluster? And if I break up my cluster, then my opponent can run out. And should I break up a cluster that includes the 8-ball and my opponent's ball, the 8-ball and my ball, all of these different scenarios. So in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to make it as simple and understandable as possible. But one of the things that is said over and over again for at least the last 50 years is, don't get your balls off the table unless you're going to run out. The B players, who make up about 75% of the amateur players in the world, do not know that they're not going to run out. So to tell somebody, don't shoot your balls off the table till you know you're going to run out, is insane, because they've got 4 balls left on the table. They think they're going to run out, so they shoot their balls off the table. And then they get to the 8 and miss, and their opponent has a wide open table. It's okay that you've done this, because even the best in the world do it. You know why? Because the best in the world is not waiting around until they know they can run out to get their balls off the table. They're going to run their balls off with an attempt to break up their cluster, solve their problems, and make all of the balls. So let's look at the A, B, and C player, because I think this is the best way for you guys to truly understand the point around this. A players are always going to break up their clusters early, the first opportunity they get, because the more balls you have on the table, the more opportunities you have to break up your clusters, and the more shots you have available to you when you break up your clusters if everything goes south. So elite players know you want to go after those clusters as soon as possible. The B players have walked around saying, don't get your balls out of the way until you know you're going to run out. The problem is they don't know they're going to run out. Take the average APA, let's call them 4. You don't run out with 5 balls on the table, whether or not your opponent has balls on the table or not, if you are a 3 or a 4. Chances of you running out are very slim. If people aren't running out with 4 or 5 balls on the table, they don't know when they're going to run out. Yes, you will occasionally run out. My cousins who I play with who are 4s occasionally run a rack. My students who are 4s occasionally run a rack. They're more likely to run a rack than the average 4. In the real world, the 4s and many 5s assume they're going to run out, but don't run out. So that's what's happening with the B players. The C players, you guys just get your balls off the table when you can. A lot of 3s are told, don't break up that cluster. Let him break it up. Well, I love that. I love when people wait. My ball's clustered up with theirs. The 8 balls clustered up with their ball. By the way, the 8 is mine. If you don't think the 8 ball is your ball, stop playing pool. You should assume that you're going to be the one that is shooting the 8 ball. The 8 ball is mine. So whether or not your ball is clustered up with it or one of my other balls is clustered up with it, doesn't matter. You need to break up that cluster if you're ever going to win. While you're waiting for someone else to break up your cluster, you're either playing the A player who doesn't want you to break up the cluster, wants you to sit there and wait for me to break it up, and by then it is too late. If you're playing an elite player, expect that if they break up the cluster, it is much, much in their favor. Your only chance of running out is for you to break up the cluster, break it up early when you have a lot of balls on the table. The B player playing the B player, ask yourself, when has this guy that I'm playing ever run 5 balls in his life? I can tell you, it is a rare occurrence. Think about it. Think about every 4 on your team, even on equalizer tables, on bar boxes with huge pockets and 7-foot tables. If you're running racks, I'm telling you, if you're a favorite to run 7 balls and no other balls are on the table, then you're probably not a 4. I don't care what size tables you're playing on. You're probably a higher ranked player than the algorithm is giving you. And the C players, you're usually playing C players. So why are you playing safeties? Why are you playing safeties against your friend who has never run 4 balls in his life. And to tell somebody, don't run out, don't get your balls off the table until you're sure you're going to run out, is insane, because everybody, I don't care what their level is, they think they're going to run out. But at some point, they're going to overshoot a shot. At some point, the speed control is going to be off. At some point, they're going to rattle a ball. That is common. It's okay. I've done the same thing. Every rack that I look at, I don't care what it looks like, I think I'm going to run out. Do I run out every time? Of course not. So to look at a 4 and say, don't get your balls off the table until you're going to run out, is like saying, don't get your balls off the table until you're going to levitate above the table and make the balls magically go into pockets with telekinesis, because it doesn't happen very often. Bottom line, break up your clusters as soon as you can when you have more balls on the table, so that you have more opportunities to break them up, and you have more insurance shots if you break them up and things don't go in your favor. Because if you're playing a weak player, he's not running out anyway. If you're playing a strong player, he doesn't care if you break up the cluster or not. He's going to break it up. Or he's going to play a safety on you that's going to lock you down and make you wonder why you left that cluster there. This is not an easy game. We understand. We're not picking on you because you're a 3. We're not picking on you because you don't run racks. Okay? We put in thousands and thousands of hours to be able to do what we currently do. And you know what? There's a lot of people that are better than me because they put in more hours than I did. So at the same time that you're struggling with what you're doing, we're struggling with what we're doing also. But we learned these lessons a long time ago, and you have an opportunity to learn them now so you don't make the same mistakes, and you can go from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6 in 2 years instead of 20 years. I can sit here right now and name 15 or 20 APA players who were 4s 17 years ago and are 4s today. Don't be that guy. But there's a lot of them. So the only way you're going to get better is to learn these things. When should I break up my clusters? How do I break up my clusters? How do I make a bank shot? How do I shoot off of multiple rails to get position? How do I learn where the ball is going without doing something insane with my fingers or my toes or my nose to try to figure out where the ball is going? These are things that you learn, and that's what moves you up. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're not a subscriber from this channel, you're missing a whole bunch of rants like this. Actually, I don't rant like this all the time, but you're missing a lot of good information, and your opponents are watching me.
Hey gang, it's MJ with FXBilliards. If you're ready to elevate your 8-ball skills, our new Masterclass series is designed just for you. This comprehensive program includes more than 20 detailed videos covering everything from precision pattern play and drills to mastering safeties and developing a powerful 8-ball break. We even delve into the mental strategies that can transform your game. Interested? Visit us online today for more details and to enroll in FXBilliards 8-ball series at our low introductory price.